So Deirdre usually does this. Let's see how I get the overlay. There we go. What's going on, everyone? We're coming live from the basement. We're in Davey's basement
bunker,
here.
Baby. We're in the bunker.
So what we're gonna have to do is whenever you talk, we have to kind of pass this off. I don't know how to set up the double audio. You need kind of a box to do that. But what is going on, everyone? Welcome to another live stream. We got a special guest. We got Davey in the house. Can't wait to talk to Davey here. So my dad runs an accounting business. So if you have accounting questions, come prepared with your tax and accounting questions because Dave is prepared to answer them. But you also run a small business. So you want to kind of tell everyone a little bit about your accounting practice?
That's accounting and tax practice. Went on my own in 1990 and was off to the races ever since.
I hear it. So this is kind of how we interact. We have the chat here. And when people kind of talk, they kind of go right through here.
Oh, wait. First of all, I got to be like Mike. Wait. Hold. Whoa. There we go. Hey, now I'm ready. Okay, here we go. You look like now I'm like Mike. There we go. There you go.
So Adam.
Like Mike. Okay.
Adam says, "What's good? What's going on, Adam?" LV plug. What's up? Doze is checking in. Support Davey.
Fantasy next year, man. Kicking your ass. Just when you know
that. LV plug says your hat isn't dirty enough to be like Mike. Oh. So this is a pretty dirty hat here.
There you go.
I've been wearing this hat since the start of the project, pretty much every day. It's pretty gross. Pretty gross.
It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Cool. So when we're doing this, we got to look at kind of the questions coming through. So I look at here at TikTok, we look here at Insta. So we got some people joining on Instagram.
Okay.
Let's see. Someone asked if Davey's my dad. Yes, it is the Pops.
You. I'm the big guy.
Rob is commenting about mass.
Yeah.
He's just stirring things up.
There you go. There you go.
Connor says, I love the accent. So, you know what's weird? Living in Texas, I was told that I had an accent a lot.
Really?
But I don't, like, you don't feel like you have an accent, right?
No.
I guess we have Philly accent.
Philly, baby.
Dirty scumbag Philly accent.
Yo.
All right. So we got our...
You know what I mean? I go Yakami. There you go.
We got our first question here. So LV Plug asked, which I already know what you're going to say this, but accounting questions: have the PPP loans cause any additional headaches for you?
No, it's not additional headaches.
Well, that's total bullshit.
Well, the PPP loans, again, what I see a lot of businesses taking advantage of these things that really they don't need the money, and the people that really need the money, they're the ones that are getting shafted. Let me give you an example because I do this, I see it. The payroll loans, it's supposed to be about people that are still paying their payroll, they're in distress, and they can't pay their bills. Well, the one thing that is looked at with these PPP loans, they look at your expenses such as payroll and their rent. What they don't look at is your volume. Now, I have clients that are strictly takeout. Their volumes increase 1,000%. They don't need these PPP loans. They're doing great, but they got them. I got one client who almost got $100,000 in PPP loans.
That's crazy.
And
what type of business?
It's a takeout, fast food takeout. The fast food takeouts are doing great. They don't want this to end.
Yeah, I think that's super interesting. So the PPP loans, which if anyone is a business owner here, you had the opportunity to get PPP loans. I looked at it for a second. I was like, fuck this. We don't need this. Like, we don't need it. We're not going to take it. What my dad's referring to, which I've talked about a couple times on the live stream, is it's pretty interesting how the restaurant industry is totally getting destroyed. But then there's other people in the industry, which I know a couple of your clients that are totally, it's the opposite. Their business is doing better than ever.
Sit down. And again, we have now government choosing winners and losers. And I always say, how could a government official say who's essential and who's not essential? Let me just tell you something. This is reality. Everyone, and I mean everyone, that brings food home for their family is essential. And how dare any government tell these people you can't work? Well, they have to bring food home for their families. And so we have government saying who's essential and who's not essential. So it's okay to walk into a big box store and you see a couple hundred people. Then you walk into a restaurant and they're socially distanced. Maybe you see, 6 tables spread apart, and all of a sudden they got to close up. It is hurting. Again, this is government choosing winners and losers, and everyone is essential. I don't care what you do, what you are. You are essential to your family, and no one should say you're not. Everyone's essential.
Yeah, sorry, I'm laughing because Rob is my brother is commenting on Instagram some weird stuff, and it's making me laugh. I agree. It's what's funny? Stage 4 cancer, chemo, diabetes, literally the highest risk. You're the highest risk person of dying of COVID that I know, and I don't want anything to be closed. It's our duty to stay the fuck home.
Absolutely. Listen, we're all adults. Listen, if you're afraid of getting a virus that has a 99.998% survival rate, stay home. So really,
LV plugs as Dave Black for office.
But stay home. But you know what?
And Kirsten gives you her vote.
Listen, you have the right to do what you want to do, and no government, anyone should tell you what you should eat, where you should go, what you should do, what you should not do, what you should drive. No, you are the individual. You're adults. If you're afraid of getting sick, stay home. But you know what? Listen, I'm ready to rock and roll, baby.
All right, so
it's not stopping me, man.
So we got some tax questions here. Someone says, I trade on Robinhood. Do I pay taxes on profit when I sell, or when I pull from my Robinhood account? I can actually answer that myself.
Yeah, do it.
You'll tell me if I'm right.
Whether you're right or wrong, we say you're right. I don't fucking care.
All right, so you don't do anything with taxes until you actually sell. Right. I'm right on that, right?
Absolutely.
Well, you taught me a couple things.
Right? You only pay tax is when you cash it in. Unrealized gain. A lot of times when people invest in these things, they see unrealized gains. That's where it is right now, and you're not touching it. You realize the gain or loss when you cash it in. And let me just tell you something, everyone. This is one of the lowest tax rates you'll ever see. This is it. The codes are going to be in effect for 2020. I'm going to tell you something. Capital gain rates are going to go up. So if you have winners and you want to pay the lowest tax gains on long-term capital gains, take advantage of it.
Cool stuff. So let's get to the business questions, because I have some questions for you, because I think it's cool. A lot of people get to see my perspective doing this project, which, by the way, guys, if you have questions about the project, you have questions about small business, you have questions about whatever types of businesses you're running, feel free to drop them in the comments. We'll answer them here. But you've been in business for how many years?
I went on my own in 1990. I was doing a little building on my own prior to that, but I officially went on my own March of 1990. Never looked back.
Okay, so March of 1990. So what does that make it? We're 20. So it's been like 30 years.
I need to calculate.
It's been officially 30 years. Well, this is a big year then. This is a 30-year anniversary. We didn't celebrate anything.
It's a celebration every day.
So 30 years of business. Let's go back to day one. Yep. What did that look like? Day one, what was your situation? And what did year one look like?
Let me see, because I'm in a can. I have all my numbers right here, baby. Okay.
I told my dad we're doing the live stream, and he brings down this
I
this
right
folder
here,
of all of this stuff from years.
I'm a numbers guy. Okay. Numbers don't lie. People do. And I'll tell you, the one thing about going into business, you're afraid. It's a risk. You know what I mean? It's a risk. And if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But I always say this: take that risk, take that leap, because you know what? If it doesn't work, then you go back in the job market. You know what I mean? Take the risk, see what happens.
I look at it actually interesting. Just I have the same perspective as you, but you call it, or people call it, risk. I think the risk is in not doing it. The risk is like being unhappy, living your life and going, well, what if I started that? what if I started that
No,
business?
no, no. See what I mean by risk. What I mean by risk. Everyone's different. Everyone's in a different situation. Michael, you don't have any kids right now, right?
Oh yeah, well,
Do
100.
you have any kids?
No,
No,
not that you know about.
right? Okay. So you don't pay any child. So everyone's different. When you're working for somebody, there's steady money coming in, and what I mean by the risk or fear factor is now that's not going to come in. And if you have to pay, you have kids, or if you have a mortgage, or if you're this, everyone's different.
Hold on one sec. Everyone on Instagram that's getting stirred up, that's my brother. He's screwing with you guys. Everyone's getting stirred up because Rob's on Instagram saying Rob's on Instagram saying, why aren't you guys wearing masks? And guys, that's my brother. He's screwing with you all.
Yeah, my brother. We show up to the mangina. According to my brother, are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, my God.
That's if they saw the vlog.
Yeah,
So okay, so day
let's
one,
go for numbers.
day one,
Okay,
day one. Okay.
Day one, I was working for a firm.
So day one, working full time in an accounting firm.
Yep. Now, and the only way to say this is I'm going to go 89, and then I'll go 90 because 90 is when I left. I left in March of 90, and in 1989, my salary I was only getting $31,000. Again, this is back in 1989. Okay, and I was doing stuff on the side. And
well, when you say doing stuff on the side, you mean like you're doing okay.
Little tax returns, little.
So you're kind of like a freelance accountant.
Yeah, I started a couple years prior to that. Moonlighting. So go to work and then doing stuff on the side. So I was making.
Well, hold on. So how a lot of people are in that similar situation. What was it like doing that? Was it like crazy hours? Did you enjoy doing this stuff on the side? Like what made you start doing things on the side?
People ask. I would, hey, could you do my tax return? I go, yeah. And then some people were starting businesses. It wasn't a lot. Maybe I had 2 or 3, and that was it. So I was doing that on the side as I was working full time. So it was no big deal. That's what Saturdays are for. That's what Sundays are for. That's what when you come home and you do the little exercise thing. So that was 1989. 1990 is when I left. Now in 1989, my total on the side stuff was like 6,000 total. Okay. In 1990, and when I went on my own, it went from 6 to 18,000 in 1 year. The year,
but okay. So when you went on your own, though, that's actually not. I wouldn't look at it the same way. You went from making 31,000 plus 6,000 on the side to making just 18,000. So you dropped
just 18,000. But what that did, what that 18,000 did, it gave me time to build my business. Now I'm not working, and remember, you're in the accounting firm. It's not just 9 to 5 tax season. It's like insane hours. So now that's all gone. Now it's just me. That's just me. But that, that's any business. When people are working, for companies. You're talking 40 hours a week. That's 40 hours of your time. That is another company. Now you have to work on your own time. Now imagine now you have 40 extra hours to build you.
Well, that's why I wanted to ask more about that. So that's super interesting. A lot of people that I talk to, they're in a similar situation because they're working a full-time job while they're starting to build their business, but they want to save up enough money, obviously, so they can pull the plug and give themselves enough time. So I think my question is because I didn't do something similar. I've never worked full-time somewhere and decided to do all that. For you, being married, you didn't have kids or anything like that. At what point were you like, okay, this is how much money I need to have saved to do this? Did you have like a certain amount of savings? Like, what was your game plan?
I just wanted to go on my own. I wanted to try it because if it didn't work, hey, you pull up a rock in a pond, you're going to see an accountant. Okay. We're all over the freaking place. So if it didn't work out, I just get another job in an accounting firm.
Did you have a plan? Like, hey, this doesn't work out. This is how long I'm giving myself. Did you have any type of plan? Or you're just like, I'm doing it. We'll see what happens.
See what happens. And that's what you got to do. It's all in. You got to be all in. And crap's going to happen, and it's scary. It is scary. And again, for the average person, you have bills to pay. You're scared, but understand now, for once in your life, if you're going to go in your own business, it's you. You're answering only to you, and you can work as hard as you want, or you could say, you know what, it's not for me. but at least give yourself an opportunity, give yourself a chance to see.
So I'm curious. So last question about like the numbers. At what point did you kind of get back to you were making the same or more?
1992, I was making a volume of $30,000.
So 1992, you pretty much took 3 years, hard fucking work to get to the point where you're making the same as.
I left the 92. At the end.
Oh, okay. 2 years. 2 years.
But I was able to take all those extra hours and build me, and schmooze and build my practice. And there's a point where when you're working full time, you just can't say yes to everyone. But when you're on your own, you never say no. You say yes, 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 yes. I can do, and you just build. You go, and you just and listen. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's easier. But it's great to be yourself calling the shots. It really is. And again, the biggest thing is the fear. Is the fear factor of, hey, how am I going to pay my bills? So
so if you can figure that out, whether it's saving for a certain period of time or going, okay, this is how I'm going to cut my expenses so you can get, I need to make just $2,000 a month now. I mean, for this project, I just need $1,000 a month. That's it. All I need, $1,000 a month covers all my bills. Every single dollar over 1,000 goes right into my business. In terms of this, because now, which we probably should have said this at the beginning, but I mean, you have a pretty successful small business. You have what? How many corporate clients and how many personals?
I have around, I do around 225 or 230 businesses. And I do personal returns, around 874 personal returns.
Yeah. So Davey has a nice little small business. He has a home office. You've always worked at home.
Always, and I wanted to. So, back in the day, the reason I wanted to work at home is I wanted to be with my family. I was called, when I first started this thing, I had things from, fellow colleagues in the field. So, why are you at home? Isn't it crazy? No, I like being home. I like being home. I like watching the kids. I remember when you guys were under the table when I was working taxi, you guys would be under the table. I just love being home. I love being home, watching my family. I'd rather, be home raising a family than not being home. That's just me. I'm weird. I mean, I don't know.
That's weird. I think that's what a lot of people really, that's kind of the goal.
Well, that's today. Back in the day, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Trust me on this. It wasn't. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I was told by people, hey, I was invited to so many golf outings. I said, no, I want to spend time with my family on the weekends.
Yeah. Well, let's get to some questions here. So in terms of questions, we have, so the first one, we'll make our way down. So first one is, in your opinion and experience, is this the best time to buy/sell/ refinance your home? I know my answer is. What's your opinion?
The rates are so low right now. The interest rates are insane. But what you have to look at, don't look at just the interest rates, because some banks are scam artists. Look at the points or the charges they're going to charge you to refinance. Okay, so it's not just the rate. And yes, the rates are the lowest ever. I mean, they're so low.
They're low.
But also look at what some of these places do with the charges to do this. Some charge very small. Some charges, I see charges like $9,000, $10,000, and that's ridiculous. People are being scammed. So look at the documents. But yes, it's all about the numbers.
Do you have a lot of clients refinancing right now?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, a lot. It absolutely pays. But I also say, what's the cost to refinance? What are these institutions charging you to and they slip it back into the loan. So you have to look at that too. Make sure a lot of these outfits are not scamming you and charging, $5,000-$6,000 for, refinance fees instead of maybe a couple $100. So look at the whole paperwork, look at the agreement. But yes, if you're just talking rate now, if you're locked in at 5.5, hey, if I get it for 2.5, why not? But look at what it's going to cost you to do that.
Yeah. In terms of buying, that's a really hard question. It's selling. I mean, right. It depends on the market. Yeah. The other question was, is it is this the best time to buy, sell? 100% depends on your market. In Austin, Texas, man, that market, I don't see it ever stopping. Philadelphia, also you see growth throughout the recession. Now, for any of you guys that are super interested in real estate, check out a site called Fred. Go to Google, type in Fred. It has all the census data on the housing markets for different areas of the United States. You can take a look at what happened during the 2008 crisis. If we do go into recession, like right now in this area, in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, it is absolutely a seller's market. And of Austin, Texas, seller's market. You wouldn't think that with COVID, but you got to see what's going to happen over the next couple months. We printed so much money. The question is, at what point does that come into effect with the actual economy? We'll see.
See, the problem is buying a house that's overinflated. Eventually, that bubble's going to bust too. And then all of a sudden, you have a house, and let's say you just bought a house and that really was only worth, let's say, $350,000. You just paid $470,000 for this house, and you financed it. Okay, you have a mortgage, and now 6 years later, reality starts to hit, and that house is now valued. I always say shit finds its level. And eventually the house 10 years on the road doesn't appraise for the 470. Now it's only 400. So now you're underwater. Now your mortgage is more than what you can sell your house for. And that's what happens. So be really careful where you buy.
For sure. So we have some more questions here. Someone says your dad's the best mentor. 100%, Alan. Connor asks, says to Mike's dad, what did you think of Mike's first business? So I guess is that like the?
Let me answer that question. I'm going to answer this question. Okay, this is how I look. Okay, and I think you remember, you made a lot of mistakes.
A lot,
and I knew of these mistakes, and I had to let them do it because that's how you learn. When you make mistakes, that's how you learn. And we all make mistakes. I have a thing. I have whiteout. If I didn't have whiteout as my profession, I'd be out of I make so many freaking mistakes, but that's how you learn. And I'll tell you, I got grief. I got grief, and and I wanted Michael to make mistakes because that's the best way you learn. Because once you make those mistakes, now you know. And if anyone ever says they're perfect, walk away. We all make mistakes, but that's how you learn. Hey, listen, everyone that's going to go in the business, you're going to make mistakes. It's okay. Don't worry about making mistakes. You can't. It's going to happen, and that's how you learn.
Yeah, so you guys know where I get all this from now. So for those of you who don't know, my very first business was an e-com business. Even though when I talk about e-com, I say I never ran an e-com business before. I don't really count that first business. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was 16 at the time.
That's a business. It's a business.
It was a business, but for the purpose of the project, I really don't have e-commerce experience.
Doesn't matter. It's a business. You try.
Yeah. So point is though, the very first business I started was an e-com business. I was selling, really what that business led to is I started selling Bose headphones online, and it didn't go super well. Someone also yelled put up parking B. That was one of my tech startups. But let's see.
Listen, I don't know who are parents out there, but the job of a parent is real simple. My job is, when your kids make mistakes, we're to just either pick them up, dust them off, and you just keep on going. That's it. That's it. You just keep on going. That's it.
Well, I think this is really important because a lot of people, they're so scared of failure. They go, what is my
Colonel Sanders, man? Colonel Sanders, he finally made it? He was freaking 70. Here's a guy who never gave up. So people, don't give up, man. Just you keep on pushing. Big deal. You fail. Okay, you keep on going. The only thing I could say is this. Whatever you're going to do, you have to do it because you want to do it. If you're going to start listening to people and do things that other people want you to do and you fail, then that's going to hurt. You do it because you want to do it, because if it doesn't work out, okay, I tried. But if you don't try, you're going to kick yourself for the rest of your life. Why didn't I do this? Why? Just do it. Just do it.
100%. And I think it's interesting because a lot of people that I talk to, it's crazy how ignorant I used to be a couple years ago to this. Just like how many people are so. I really didn't even know this. How many people are so scared about what other people are going to think of them if they fail? Their friends, quotes, family, brother, sister, people on social media that give two shits about them. And guys, the real win is in doing what's going to make you happy and in trying, and not one day going, I wish I could have done that. I wish I did that. So, I get it from.
The only thing you say is everyone that wants to go in the business, just stand in a room yourself and say, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Don't listen to what you listen to what other people say, but bottom line, sit down and say, what do you want to do? If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it because other people tell you to do it. You got to do what's driving in you, and you go for it. And listen, business isn't for everyone. Some people can't take it because, there's a lot more failures than successes. I'm just giving you reality. And you can't let the failures bother you. It really, I can't tell how many times people tell me to go, I'm an asshole. I don't care. I'm an asshole. I don't care. Or this didn't work. That didn't work. Okay, fine. Didn't work. There you go. You just keep on going. Just keep on going.
100%. So we have a couple questions on Instagram. They're kind of hard to get to, guys. So if you join on YouTube, it's a little bit easier to get to the questions. But someone asked, have you always supported Mike? Have you always supported Mike? Would you have supported him even if I was 11 when I was starting my first business? I was 16 when I first started. Would you support me if I was 11? I was like, Dad, I want to start a business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not the idea of age. Hey guys, age has nothing to do with it. It's will. It's motivation. It's what you don't. I never knew there was an age limit on what you want to be and how hard you want to be. And hey, if Michael said he wanted to open a lemonade stand at 11, I go, you're 11. I'm not going to let you. But no, go right ahead. Absolutely. That's where you try. That's what, if you want to make mistakes at 11, you will. But you always, if you're going to have kids, you let them do what they want to do. You're just there to support them. And we're there to pick them up and brush them off when things don't go right. But go for it. There's no age. Like I say, Colonel was 70. 70. Not 70. So what age is right?
When he says Colonel, everyone, that's Colonel Sanders, KFC founder, was 70 when he finally made it. Yeah. So I love that story. There's a couple other people too. I think actually the founder of Walmart was pretty old when he had started Walmart.
A lot of failures.
Yeah.
A lot of failures.
Yeah.
They don't stop. You don't stop.
Yeah.
So age has something to do with it. So, if you have a little kid and you want to do something, let them do it.
All right. So we have a couple more questions here coming in on I think YouTube and Facebook. So Connor asks, what does your dad think of going to college for a business degree?
Depends which college. See, Michael and I have this argument. He says college is a waste, but let me just tell you something.
Total fucking waste.
Whoa. You meet a lot of good people and you get a lot of good contacts. What was that one thing? That one group where you did competition?
So that wasn't a group. So
wait. What was that in college, right?
It was in college.
Okay, wait. Could you say it again? What? Hello? Say it again. What was it in?
Well, we have to give context. So
context. Was it in college? Yes,
so in college.
College, you wouldn't have gotten that with a founder.
Explain that to them though. They don't know about it. So what my dad's talking about is.
This is what I'm going to say. Okay, this is the way to. If you're going to go to college, don't just go. Let's say I want to go into accounting. Or let's say I want to go in the marketing, or let's say I want to go in the engineering. Join the groups within the college. That you're going to learn more than a stupid professor or activist teaching you a course, because these groups have the same interest as you. And when you join these groups, you're going to learn a lot from other people. You're going to meet a lot of other people. So don't just go to, anyone go to college, but it's the people you meet when you go through the process. So join a group. If you're going to go into engineering, join an engineers group.
Yeah, let me just give them context. So what my dad's referring to is when I went to college, I went to Penn State, and the experience was fun. But what he's saying, group, I joined a lot of groups in college. I joined a consulting group. I joined a real estate investing group. And what he was referring to in terms of like competitions and things like that, I did a lot of competitions in school for business plan things like business plan competitions, consulting competitions, things like that. So I was very involved outside of the actual school. I was a finance major. Finance major in degree was totally fucking worthless. The value I got in college was doing those clubs and meeting all those people, like my dad's saying.
Right.
The most value I got in college was a really good fucking time. And I worked my fucking ass off in college. Like it was a lot. I was taking 21, 23 credits a semester, totally overloaded with classes. Plus I was in like 3 clubs. Plus I was always doing these competitions. But where we disagree here on this is my dad saying it's about network is what he's saying, which I agree with that. That's the one thing you can get out of college, right? But if you think about it, so number one, my mind goes straight to, okay, well, Ivy League's worth it because that's where you're going to get even more connected is if you're going to an Ivy League school. That's number one. Number two is I have someone that worked for me at Parking Bee. I convinced him to drop out of college. He dropped out of college, and now because he dropped out of college, he got all that experience at Parking Bee, then told media, then he joined the Shopify team, and then he was able to join Facebook. Hold on. So now his network is Told Media, Shopify, Facebook. That's his network, not the people in college.
I'm not saying, hey, everyone, you got to go to college. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you do go to college, what's more important than sitting your ass down in a goddamn course and hearing the crap shot at you and you memorize it and put it write down an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and then you forget about it. Anyone could do that. A monkey could do that. What I'm saying, if you are going to go to college, join the groups. Join the groups that have your same interests. That's where you're going to really learn a lot, get the right contacts. But hey, I have a lot of clients. They don't have to go to college, but it's where life's going to take you. College is not the end all do all. Who cares? It's, I have clients that, never went to college. Just because you're to college doesn't mean you're the smartest person in the room. No, absolutely not.
What I'll say, it's different. It's different for everyone's situation. Again, it's different. It depends what you want too. Like if you want to be a doctor, you obviously gotta go to college. You want to be a lawyer, gotta go to college. You want to do science, gotta go to college. Like there's certain things you gotta go. And you also need to know yourself well. Like if you suck at being self-dependent and like if you don't go to college, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to start a business and you don't do anything and you're a bum. That's different.
Listen, the only thing I'm going to say, if you're going to go to college, at least go into a major you think, don't look, oh, I'm going to college and just take any major. Do a little homework, say, hey, first of all, what do I like and where can I get a job? Hey, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to major in, philosophy thinking. What the hell is that going to do with me? Or if I'm going to major in, American history. Yeah, I'm an American history major. What am I going to get a job? Guess what? So think about your future. Just because you go to college doesn't mean you're doing the right thing. This is you. Listen, everyone, you have to look at what you want to do. And if a kid is going to college, what is their major? How they could pursue that. So it's not just going to college. Look at this. If I'm going to start a business, well, what kind of business am I going to start? You do a lot of little research on that, right? Same thing when you're done high school. If I'm going to major in something, what's the best thing where I could better myself and make the best opportunity job-wise? So, if I'm going to spend 4 years and $100,000 and I'm, majoring in, literature of France writing, what the hell is that going to do? So now I have a piece of paper. I'm a college graduate.
Yeah. Well,
who the frick cares?
Well, yeah. So I think even hearing those words, $100,000, you got to really think that's a lot of money. You got to think about that.
Listen, you're investing in your future. So do something, at the end, you're going to be in the best position where, first of all, you're going to like what you're doing and there's something to do.
So let's go to another question here. So we have a couple coming through. So Sonny asks, what about buying an online course that teaches you how to start a business? So Sonny, I'm all about doing that. If you follow my content, I talk a lot of shit on people that create courses. There's definitely a place for courses. The reason I talk a lot of shit on people that create courses, number one, you got to look at who's putting the course together, right? Like, who is putting the course there? Is their main business model making money off selling courses? If so, be weary. Like if someone's going to teach you how to, I don't know, build an accounting practice, they better have built a fucking accounting practice. If they just if I teach you how to build an accounting practice and I'm selling courses on it, and you know, you be smart about the courses you take. The second reason I talk a lot of shit on courses is because a lot of people like to go course after course after course after course. And in your brain, you're going, okay, I'm making progress because I'm learning about this stuff, but you're not actually making progress because you're not putting in the execution. So I like to flip that. Take the action, and then as you're trying to figure things out, then go take the course.
Wait. Why do you need a course to start a business? Why do you need, okay, let's say someone wants to be a landscaper. Okay? You invest small. You don't need a course to take in a business. Invest small. Buy a small lawnmower and do some advertising. Advertising local paper. You're going to get some jobs, and then you build. Let's say you want to start in web development. Okay, well, get contacts, call people, call agencies. That you don't need someone to tell you how to start a business. You have to be the one that's going to push yourself. Yeah, okay, fine. I'm going to spend $7,000 to take a course how to start a business. Okay, now what? Listen, it has to be you.
Yeah,
know what you want to do. Know what you want to do, and just do it. And listen, and you just do it. You know how you start a business? You open a freaking bank account. You get jobs. You get money. You put money in the bank account. And as you go, you buy more things, invest more in your company. And that's how you start your business. I always say you crawl before you walk. You walk before you run, and you run before you sprint. And everyone wants to all of a sudden just sprint. Now, you know what? You start small. Start small.
Definitely agree. And I think what I also add to that is, like, right now, this is where I was saying this earlier. I've never really run an e-com business. I started my first when I was 16, but I really didn't learn too much about e-com specifically. So this is really my first e-com business. I don't know exactly how to get started, but I was like, you know what? Etsy's a great way. We threw things up on Etsy, and now I got an Etsy mentor. If I had taken the time to just go through an Etsy course, yeah, maybe I would have learned how to do every little thing perfect, and maybe would have done $200-$300 more in revenue. But maybe that would have put me back 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, and then I would have maybe even never got started. I might have gone through the course and be like, this looks too hard. So instead of taking a course on how to build an Etsy store, I just fucking built an Etsy store. And as I have questions, I'm reaching out to people that also run Etsy stores. And then at some point, if it makes sense for me to take a course on Etsy, then I'll take a course on Etsy. So again, the reason I'm a little bit weary of courses is who's teaching them. And then secondly, a lot of people don't actually take action. They'll just go through course after course.
Hey, listen, you never forget your first customer. You never forget your first sale, but there always has to be a first. There's always has to be a first.
It's true.
And that's the beginning. And then you learn. You don't have to take a freaking course to do a service or sell a product. Just learn a little about the product or the service, and then just do it. Just do it.
Just do it. That's a Nike quote you stole.
Even though I'm wearing
Under Armour.
Oh, well, there you go.
All right, we have a lot of questions, so let's blow through some more of these. So it looks like Philip had asked a question. So let me find your question here, Philip. Let's see. Sonny asked, have you ever thought about starting a business together with your dad? I don't think you would probably never want to run a business outside of your accounting practice.
Listen, you know what? I have
that would be a lot of fun.
Listen, I have a turnkey accounting practice, a pretty good turnkey accounting practice. I have 3 kids, and I would have loved. You have a key on you? A key? Yeah, I don't have a key. Oh, that's right. You don't even carry keys. You're right. I would love. Here you go, guys. All yours. But the one thing there, they got to do their own thing. They got to follow their own dream. They got to find their own goals. I'm just, I'll never push them into something that I want them to do. No, I will push my kids into something they want to do. I'll be 100% behind them. But I had a turnkey business, and it's okay.
You still have a turnkey
I
business.
still have a turnkey business, but I want you guys to do what you want to do. Absolutely, I want you to do what you want to do. I would have loved it, but if I want them to do something I want them to do, that's wrong. That's wrong, and they may never be happy. I want them to do what they want to do when they want to do it, and that's it's them. They're the individual. I'll never push what I want onto them.
Yeah, I would absolutely love running a business with my dad. The only thing I wouldn't love is being around my mom too much because she is a little cuckoo.
Let me just tell you something. Let me just tell you. I'm going to give you guys out there. Listen, I'm going to give you a little advice. I'll give my son a little advice too. Okay, listen, guys. For the guys that are listening, the women that are listening right now, just shut it off right now. Okay. There's only 3 things that make a guy's happy. Only 3. See, guys are simple. We're simple human beings. We're so simple. Sex, food, and sports. That's it. Okay. And these women or girlfriends, no, that's all that makes us happy. Just sex, food, sports. That's it. Right. Now, what makes a woman happy? Okay. Let me just tell you something right now. You have to get the 12 scrolls of Zeus. And each scroll is around 250,000 pages. So you have to first read all those scrolls, understand all that stuff, and then you understand the way a woman works. Guess what? Forget it, guys. Okay? See, the women know we're simple. Okay? We're so simple. So the only thing I could say is if you ever get in fights or arguments, okay, this is how you end it. This is how you end up fights and arguments, okay? Guys, I want you to get the last 2 words in all the time. All the time. There's only 4 sets of last 2 words, okay? Michael, you can probably repeat these 2 words, okay?
I don't even know where this is coming from.
Wait. No, because, this is a problem with it. You budget, okay? Because we all have girlfriends, we're going to have wives, and this is more important than business. This is called survival, okay? Because, again, they know how we think. Sex, food, sports. That's it. We're simple human beings. We're like blobs, okay? Women more complicated, okay? So when you get into arguments, and we all do, this is how, again, guys, you always end the arguments with 2 sets of words. And there's only 4 sets. 1 set, I'm wrong. Go ahead, Michael, say, I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
I'm wrong. There
okay?
you go.
You're right. Go ahead, say you're right.
I'm not saying. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, say, okay. You're right, okay? I will, and yes, dear. Okay? Guys, listen. No matter how much arguments you get into, end the argument with those 2 words. You have 4 different ways to do it. And yes, Michael, have you ever seen me yell at your mother?
No, never. I've never seen.
I block it out. And
which is incredible because she's
I block it out. And that's what you do, guys. Listen, we're guys. Again, sex, food, and sports. Right, guys? Am I right or am I right? Okay? That's what makes us happy. That's it. So,
the tangent here.
I don't know. Oh, you talked about your mother. That's how we went on. That's right. Yeah.
So a couple people asked,
"Hey guys, am I right? I'm right, right?"
Okay.
And by the way, not necessarily in that order. Okay, you can mix it. Those 3 things are interchangeable. Okay.
So someone asked, as a mentor, what type of mistakes do you allow your kids to make? Do you step in before they make certain mistakes?
No, I never did. There was one big mistake, and I'll say the name Jay.
Yeah.
And I knew what this guy was doing, but you learn to trust people and not to trust people. And the only way really, we're all going to make mistakes. I'm just there to pick them up, dust them off, and keep on going. It's okay. Again, it's okay. And sometimes you lose money, and it's okay. That's me.
So let's see. We got a couple people want us to ask that. So let me just get back to where we were. Have you ever thought about Okay. So Okay, this is a good one. A good question because we have a cousin. Well, I guess are you officially related to Jason?
Through mom.
Yeah, so he's my cousin. I guess what would that make him for you?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I don't
Too
know.
dumb to
It
know.
doesn't make it
But
okay.
but this person runs a food business as well. He says my customers drive me forward in my pizza business. I'm a late starter at 48. What is the best advice your dad can give me to grow my future vision? I may be already doing it, and his business called All Fired Up.
Oh, what kind of is it?
It's a pizza place.
Is sit down or strictly fast food?
Let's assume sit down.
Sit down. The one thing, especially, you have to do with what the market's going to bear. So, if you could even establish a bigger takeout fast food menu, even do a menu such as a family feast, something like that. You have to do what, unfortunately, the economic situation is going to bear. And I'm just telling you because I have lots of pizzerias. I do have pizzerias, and the takeout, they are doing very well. They're changing the menu to some family feast deals, all this kind of stuff, and really pushing the takeout. That's really growing. Again, the one thing you have to watch out. And again, the consumer doesn't realize this, your purveyor costs. I mean, they keep going up and up and up and up, but it's all about volume. And unfortunately, I don't know if you're in one of these lockdown communist states where they don't let people go into your facility. You have to survive, and you change your menu for takeout, and you'll do well. And again, the pizzerias that are takeout, they're doing very well. They can't get the pizzas out of the door fast enough.
Yeah. So you got to adjust, right? When things change, you got to be able to adjust. Delivery and pickup. Let's see. We have a lot of catching up to do with these questions.
And if you don't have, there's other, and if you don't have the staff to do your delivery, well, then sometimes you have to eat some costs and do the Grubhub, the DoorDash, those kind of things, where they'll come and they'll do the delivery for you, but at least you're servicing your clientele. So sometimes you have to do what you got to do to survive. And that's what it is, surviving. Because the ones that survive at the end, your customers they're there for you, and they'll remember you. And it's hard. It really is hard. And again, really look at the fast food, or how you can even get stuff out the door fast.
Yeah. Someone says your dad reminds me of Jerry Seinfeld. Thought that was funny. So okay, we have a bunch of questions here that we got to get to. So, let's see. Okay, so this is a very random question from someone named Random. Mm-hmm. I don't understand the question. Maybe you will, but they asked, "What do you think of surplus funds?" That's a very random question. Random.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm gonna make assumptions here. So, what do you think of surplus funds? I'm assuming the question means, what do you think of having capital sitting in a bank is a business and not deploying that capital? So as a finance major, there's a lot of companies that actually are very cash heavy, which isn't typical. There's been more companies that are a little cash heavy, but a lot of times your finance team will look at that, and that's a bad thing if you're not deploying cash into operating activities. That's going to generate return.
Well, again, it depends on the business. It depends upon the business, depends on the circumstances. I mean, I have clients that have a lot of money in cash just sitting there because, and they're thinking, they're not rushing the decisions. What if they want to get more, capital assets? Well, just if you already have 5 trucks, you don't need a 6th truck. What other capital assets can I get to better my business? So sometimes, I don't want people to throw out money in capital assets that are just going to sit in a shelf. So it depends upon businesses. It depends upon, I'm telling you, every business is different. And some of my clients, have cash ready to go. And a lot of times when you have surplus cash sitting in the bank, you can make some really good deals with other vendors. Hey, cash deal, give me, a 2% discount because they're dying. So, I have companies in the produce business. They're making some great cash deals with farmers. Why? Because the cash is sitting in the bank. Where if they didn't have cash in the bank, they couldn't make these deals. So sometimes, again, it depends upon which company, which business situation, and I'll tell you, sometimes it always is good to have cash in the bank than not have cash in the bank. Cash is power. Cash is power, baby.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of that. I'm gonna grab a charger so my computer doesn't die. In the meantime, I will let you hold the mic yourself and answer this another college question, but it's a good question because it's pretty much the context of this is like, what happens if you don't want to go to college, but your parents want you to? So you can read it.
Where's it?
Read it right there.
Okay. Read out loud. My parents don't think that you can in life without college. I'll tell them that I can. Well, listen. Again, college is not the do all, be all. And listen, I have a lot of clients. I'll give you one. I have one client. He was, he was in his early 20s. Every single in the 3 counties, every single police officer knew him by first name because he was being arrested all the time. And he was sitting in a jail cell. He's in the early 20s. He's sitting in a jail cell. And he says, you know what? If I don't turn this around, I'm going to die. And he go to college. And what he was good at was auto mechanics. And he started to work for an auto mechanic shop. And he built it. Went on his own. Now he's own auto repair shop. And he has around 23 properties. And this is from someone who was sitting in a jail cell in his early 20s, never went to college. I could give you so many people of my clients that are very, very successful that never went to college. College isn't you're going to be successful. You know what's going to make you successful? You're the only one. You're the only one. Hey, let me tell you something. I know so many people that went to college, and you know what they're doing right now? They're doing this, okay? They're not doing freaking nothing. They're not doing so big deal. I have a college degree. What is that going to do? I went to college for marketing. Okay, wow. I went to college for this. Who cares? It's listen, everyone listening, sit down and say to yourself, go in a room by yourself. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? And then you have to think, how am I going to be able to do it? What can I do to do it? And starting it's not going to be easy. But I'm telling you, you take the road you want to do. Don't ever take the road someone else wants to do, because I'll tell you something, you do what a parent tells you to do, and down the road, you really don't want to do it. You just wasted so many years, so much time. Sit down with your parents. And the person that is saying this, that has that question, what do you want to do? Really, and sit down with your parents and say, Mom, Dad, this is what I want to do.
By the way, that might also change over time.
Absolutely.
It might change over time, which Hey,
I'm going to give you a real example. Okay. My sister, she graduated with a science degree. Okay. She was working at the water department, hated it. Freaking hated it. You got her college degree. And she said, and what she really wanted to do, she wanted to go to the pharmacy. So she actually went back to school, became a pharmacist, and now she's a pharmacist in a hospital. But that's what she really wanted to do. And it's a shame she spent all those years doing what everyone else was saying, hey, this is what you should do. So for that person to ask the question, sit down. What do you want to do? Really think it out, and then sit down with your parents and say, Mom, Dad, listen, this is what I really want to do, and this is how you go about doing it. And, but know what you want to do. saying, I don't know what I want to do. Maybe that's why your parents said, well, then at least go to college and get a degree in something. So, have a game plan. What's your plan? You should be able to sit down with your mom and dad and say, this is what I want to do. Not, I don't know what to do, but I don't want to go to college.
So let's see. We're gonna move on because we got a bunch of questions coming in from TikTok here. And sorry, I wasn't listening. I kind of zoned out because I was trying to figure out which questions to get. Look at all the ones we got on TikTok here. Okay, so yeah, and someone asked. I think it was Jason said, "Where's the first lady in the project?" She's actually in transit, everyone, to Bucks County today. She just left Austin. She took care of all the stuff, like some final things that we had to take care of. So she'll be here in, I think, like 3 days. So the live streams will get a lot better once she's here with the whole setup. Right now we're not using the camera we usually use and the lighting and all that stuff. So she'll be here shortly. Okay, so we do have a lot of questions here. Let's see. Okay, so someone asks, what made you decide to quit working and do this project? The point of the project was to help people that are going through a tough time right now see that anyone can get through this, whether they make $1 million or not.
Listen, it's not about money, guys.
100%.
It's not about money. Go with what you want to do. I mean, go with what you want to do in life, because life's a journey. Life's a dash, and do what you want to do. Do it. Don't, and you take the risk. And there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be failures. There's going to be bad times. You're all going to get through it,
So we got another question here. Oh man, it always whenever someone asks a new question, it switches and I miss it. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. So pretty much this person says, I'm a college kid and I would love to get into real estate, but I'm only making a few $100s a week. How should I start and what capital should I have when I do?
Well, what you do, do you know any realtors?
Sorry, Jay said Dave added much life to the live show. I'm not as I was, now
I don't know.
Now you guys know where I get it all from. Not the liveliness. The Dave comes on first time on the live stream and does this.
Oh.
So yeah, back to the question here. He wants to know, making a couple $100 a week in college, once again, in real estate, what would you do?
Okay, if I have no money, I want to get into real estate, first thing I do is learn the business. Talk to people within real estate, because I don't have money, but at least get all the right information, all the right places, all the right ideas. Get as much information on real estate, commercial, residential. What's my niche? You don't know that yet. Neighborhoods, learn neighborhoods, learn markets. And that's all about, maybe you talk to a local realtor, get some information, to become a realtor. All you do is, pass the exam. Now you're a realtor, but now you have to work for a place and all that stuff. But learning information about real estate, you don't have to be a realtor. The learn markets. Here's go to Zillow.com and you'll be able to see different areas, different counties and market values. And, it's a way to learn areas. And well, how come, a twin over here is $300 and a twin over there is $550,000. Also another thing, if you're getting a real estate, there's also HUD foreclosures, VA foreclosures. It's the way to get in the real estate market really, really cheap. And you put low bids in, you may get the property, but it's a way to get in the real estate at a low level. I'm really serious.
Yeah, no, I agree. Sorry, I was laughing at one of the comments. What I'll add to that, which is funny because I say the same thing all the time, is you want to meet the right people that you need to meet, right? There's a lot of different routes in real estate. There's multifamily investing. We just lost. I think my phone died on this one. Peace, TikTok.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I didn't charge it enough. So, but we got the question, so at least one, so that's good. but pretty much there's a lot of different routes in real estate. There's multifamily. There's actually doing like the mortgage side of things. There's being a real estate agent. There's doing smaller single family homes. There's a lot of different ways to go about actually acquiring properties. But what I was going to say is what you need to do is talk to a lot of different people that do those different types of things and see what you might like. What a lot of people get into real estate with, a lot of times, a lot of people's first foot in the door, they do what's called wholesaling. So look up wholesaling if that's something that if real estate is something you want to get into, that could be a good way to start learning how to find deals.
I don't care what business it is. Real estate, it's a business. So it doesn't cost you a penny to do a little research. What's involved in that business? Again, let's say you want to get into, e-commerce. So it doesn't cost you any money to see, hey, if I was going to do it, what products would I like to sell? How does it go about doing it? What could I do on these web social media things? That doesn't cost a dime to learn that information. And again, let's say I want to be a contractor. I want to start a business as a contractor. So, you talk to a local contractor, see what equipment he has. Maybe I get some cheap equipment, and how does he build a business? It costs you zero to get information. And the more information you get, the better decisions you can make. And I always say that, get as much information as you can, get as much facts as you can, and then you can make a better decision. If you're just going cold turkey, you have to
be careful when you say that, though. Don't consume too much. Don't just never take action. And again, take course after course after course, but meet as many people as you can. Get
information that's doing it. Listen, you know what? Let me tell you something. If I wanted to start and really get into real estate, okay? I think I'll learn more from a realtor that is selling properties and kicking ass and, hey, give me some good tips, than sitting in a freaking class with a guy just spewing information out. So, it's about talking to the right people. And I'll go tell you something. Anyone will take time to talk. Really, if you want to go into landscaping, you go up there, you see a landscape.
Yeah, we got the examples there.
Yeah. Try to make it simple. It has nothing to do with real estate. It's any business. Accounting, same thing with finance. Whatever you want to go. Whether it's service business, whether it's hey, listen, if you want to know about the food business, call Jay. He'll give you all the insight. He'll be more than willing to go over all the ups and the downs. You don't why would I go to a school to learn about restaurant, all that purveyor cost? Talk to a restaurant owner, and guess what? You'll get the best knowledge of the real way the business is run. Just talk to people. No one's going to say not sit down with, especially a young kid or anyone, and help them out when they're asking a question about, hey, how do I do this?
For sure. So we got a couple of comments here that were making me laugh. Someone says that Deirdre's gonna be giving you the fist when she arrives. So Deirdre always, I don't know. Have you been watching the live streams? Do you watch the live streams?
Not that much.
Yeah. So
I don't even know. I know the Thursday things I watch, but I forget about the live stream.
Yeah. So every Monday we do these, and Deirdre always freaks out whenever I curse or anything, and you can hear in the background getting mad at me. So you took it to a whole new level. Oh, really? So Deirdre's, you're screwed when she gets here. That's funny. So I guess we're a little bit past here. We usually do these until, I guess we're on EST now. We do it till 2 p.m. EST. So right. If there's any final questions, we'll do one last question. Okay. We'll do a final question. I know we got a lot here, though. A lot of them just kind of comments, though, so I don't want to go through them. Someone that said that it stopped. So I don't know if it...
Was it over?
No, it looks. No, we're good. It might have lagged a little. Someone's giving you some good wishes here in the comments. Okay, so we'll do one last question, guys. What's the last question before we wrap up? Drop it in the comments, and we're gonna wrap up for the day. What do you got going on for the rest of your day?
Knock some client workout. That's it. But to knock some client workout. That's what I do.
Yeah, we have a lot with
See,
it.
I'm gonna basically what I do. I'm an accountant. I count other people's money. That's what I do. I count other people's money. I try to keep as much money in their pocket as possible, because money in their pocket, they can spend their money more wisely than the government can ever spend their money. So that's my job.
Yeah. So today, what do we got going on? We have I'm getting the TikTok ads up. So I'm going to start running TikTok ads for the ecom business. Just I got some creative done a little bit over the weekend. So I'm just going to put some stuff together, throw on TikTok, see how that all goes. So I'll let you guys know next week how TikTok ads work, at least for us. I'm going to do 6 different creatives, so it'll be interesting. All right, so we'll just wrap up with this last one. So very last question. Ethan asks if I'm going to be doing any more couch selling, couch flipping. So almost definitely not. The rest of the business, the rest of the project, I'm really focused on growing the e-com company. I just need to get on my feet, and then I need some capital to go and deploy into the e-commerce business. So I'm still working with a marketing client. Maybe like right now we want to put as much money into marketing as possible. Maybe Deirdre and I will spend weekends flipping some stuff. If we flip some stuff, you wanna come along and flip some stuff with me and Deirdre?
Let's do it. Let's do it. The other thing is all ending now, right? It's ending right now.
Well, it's when I click finish, it'll end.
Okay. All I can say.
These are your final live stream comments.
Well, yeah, guys, go with your dreams. Really, go with what drives you inside. Go with what you want to do. Really, you only have one shot in this. Just sit down. I'm telling you, sit in a room by yourself and really think, what do you want to do? And the only one that's going to stop you from doing what you want to do is you. No one else is going to stop you. So you're going to go as far as you want to go, or you're not. And it's all going to be on you. So guys, just go. Just don't worry about failing. Don't worry about falling. You're all going to survive. But the idea is just doing it, trying it, and hopefully everyone's successful. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but if you don't try it, you'll never forgive yourself. So just go with what your inside gut goes with. Just do it. Everyone just do it. Don't worry about failing. I failed a lot. What up?
Those are powerful words. Davey's last comments on today's live stream here. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to sit down with this guy.
Hey guys, sex, food, sports. There you go. Whoa. There you go. Hi. Yay.
So that's a wrap, everyone. Again, we do these every Monday at 12 p.m. CST. Thank you all for joining. If you do have additional questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. Enjoy the rest of your week.